Good afternoon, everybody. So it's a very warm welcome to all of you, to us, to the students, and our guests. We also have this webinar was exclusively planned for the KCG students, but then we just wanted to extend the sharing of your experiences with our sister concern also. So we have Hindustan University, where we also have the BSc course and the B design program which they are offering. So we will be having the faculty members and the students also from Hindustan University also. So a very warm welcome to our three young, energetic, enterprising women entrepreneurs, the three speakers, Yamini Shekar, Akshitha Vasuki, and Rudhra Venugopal. Hello. It's lovely to have all the three of you with us today.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm sure you're going to do a lot of motivation and inspiration to all your juniors. So thank you for sharing your valuable time. So all the three of you are, the two of them are nursing mothers, and there is one who's going to be a to-be mother. So I know how life has taken a toll on you. So with all these things, you are able to balance, and you are able to, follow your career, follow your passion. So that's a wonderful thing. That itself is a great motivation for all the students. So thanks again for joining us. And of course, yes, we are going live on Facebook, and so I have a few instructions to be given to the audience. Dear participants, so if at all you have any questions to the speakers, you can just post it in the question answer box. And if you have any queries regarding the broadcast or something else, and then you can post that in the chat box. So with that, let's start off the webinar. So to begin with, I would like to give a small compliment to one of our students who has been helping us with this webinar. So we have Hema Vardhini, our second year student, who's supposed to be our first batch at KCG in the Fashion Technology department. So Hema Vardhini has done the poster for today's webinar, and she has prepared all the slides for the intros for all the three speakers. So I'd like to do a small compliment to her, and she will be here to share the screens. Yeah. Thank you. So yes, Hema, there's a small change. So we will have Akshitha as our first speaker. I will just start giving a small intro about Akshitha. So please share Akshitha's intro slide. Hema, hope you heard. Yes. Thank you, Hema. Yes. So you can switch on your camera also, so people can have a look at you also, Hema. Hema? Okay, so I think it's taking some time. Let her join us. So to begin with, our first speaker is Akshitha Vasuki. So a fashion enthusiast, interested in all art forms, and especially she has a lot of love for nail art. She's good in understanding the needs of the consumer, and at present she is the designer at Anveshana clothing, and she has designed more than 300 designs. So this just to start off. So wish you all the best to do more, Akshitha. She has interned with High Design in sales section for her final year project. So this has helped her in gaining the experience and understanding the likes and needs of customers. so as she had directly had interactions with the customers, she has gained this knowledge during this internship. And then immediately after her BTech in Fashion Technology, she worked with Jockey as the operational excellence officer. So this has given her a lot of inputs about the production area also. And she did bring about a lot of changes in the methods of certain processes involved in a product manufacturing. But still she was not very happy because that was not her cup of tea. She was always into designing and all those things, so that her passion drove her away from Jockey. And after 2 years of break, so she's been support, encourage, she has been enriching herself in her own line. And she's been doing some self-stitching, and she's been giving it to she's been doing some customized orders, and she's been giving it to customers. And she's been doing some silk thread accessories and all those things. And of course, marriage, it did transform her life, but then it was all positive for her. So she's got a very supporting husband, and with her husband's support, she has started off Anveshana, which is a brand for casual clothing for women. So with this, they are striving hard. And during the pandemic, I know that they have also launched into doing some personal protective equipments also. So that's a real big transformation after COVID. So over to Akshitha. So please, the session is yours. Please, you can start.
Thank you. Good afternoon all.
More audible, Akshitha.
Is it very low, ma'am?
Yeah, it's a bit low.
1 second. Am I audible now, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Thanks for the intro, ma'am. Actually, as Bhanureka ma'am said, from my childhood, I've been into designing clothes. Like how I can tell you a small story. Like my cousin and me will be playing with Barbie dolls, and we'll keep playing like with we'll conduct fashion shows for all. Like we'll have many Barbie dolls together, and we'll have many rounds for Barbie dolls. We would have seen in TVs, right? What all rounds will be there in fashion shows and all. So interestingly, we will be like we'll be doing some scrap, like cutting some waste clothes and making into wrapping it up, not a proper garment, but wrapping it up over Barbies and making them walk over the ramp like that. We'll be playing like that. From that time, like I was like very inspired in and very interested in doing subconsciously I was interested into designing maybe. And as I grew up, I wanted to go into civil engineering actually. But my 12th marks dropped, and I wasn't able to, but I think this is all God's plan for me to jump into fashion technology, my passion. Like God knows, like I'm good, maybe good in fashion technology. So I joined by 2011 in FT KCT. Bhanureka ma'am was there then with us. She was very, very, very supportive. She will help us attend many seminars, and she will organize many competitions as well inside KCT College for us to gain knowledge on different topics and gain exposure on it. I feel that KCG students are now very, very lucky to have ma'am as HOD now. Make the best use of it. Like ask her anything, she will grant you all. ask her anything. She will never miss an opportunity for any student. So make use of this opportunity. And now to start with, like ma'am said, I was interning with Height Sign, like in Bangalore Forum Mall. I was there for 3 months. It was kind of dry, but I got to know with many people how they will react when we speak, how will they react when we suggest options for any accessories and all. So I got to gain experience in that field. And moving over from Heights, and I got a job in Jockey, where I got knowledge on how to run a unit in a lean way. Like I was an operation excellence in team, where we have to find spot many holes in the processing methods. Like a simple example is when we are feeding in the sense providing the raw materials to a line. So that is called feeding. So even the feeding process will take up lot of time, will make many confusions, will result in accumulating more bundles in the line. So we thought of a simple process like bin process, where only a part of the job order maybe has 8,200 pieces or something like that. We divided into different bundles which are placed in trays along in different color order and all. So people were very hesitant in the first. As you know, people in Jockey, they would have been worked for more than 20 years or something like that. They were very hesitant to listen to us, but then we along with the help of our manager, we somehow got permission for only one line to make it a model line, and somehow we succeeded, and the same process was implemented for the whole unit. So in that manner, I was able to gain experience on how to run a unit. And so I am what my point is, there are many opportunities for you all once you finish BTech. There is not only a narrow, once you finish computer science, it will be either coding or testing or some R&D. But when you finish technology, you can get into any field. During college times itself, make use of your entire holiday time, everything. Even if it is 1 month, please try your best to gain knowledge on any department. I was in sales for 3 months. I was in operation excellence for 1 year. But I really wasted my first year, second year, and third year. I didn't do anything at all. I regret it now, because only when we are students, we will have the freedom to go anywhere, explore many opportunities, and gain more knowledge. Definitely more than theoretical knowledge. Practically when you go and see, it is very different. So please make use of all your holiday times, even if it is 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Try your best. I think ma'am will help you in getting anything you ask. So please make use of your time and gain more knowledge in any department. Once you go and try all the departments, you will come to know which field you are interested in. So likewise, after Jockey, I was working for 1.5 years, and after which I was called back for marriage, and I was telling ma'am also, ma'am, they're calling me for marriage and all. I'm not ready to say that and all. I was telling that, but ma'am was like, this might be a good opportunity for you to start your own business. You can settle in one. Always I wanted to start my own boutique. Be it any kind. I wasn't sure what kind of boutique, but something I have to start in designing. So ma'am was like, advise me, telling, no, think it as an opportunity. You can go and settle in one place, after which you will know where to start, how to start. And with the help of the family members, you will start it. You will be able to start it well. And like ma'am told, I was blessed with a good family, and moreover, my husband, because with the help of him only, we started to it together, the brand Anveshana for women's casual line. We started 1 year back, and slowly we are trying our hands in different like designs, different methodologies, like how to reach people. We are all we are in the experiment stage only. I will not tell that we are a very established brand. We are experimenting many ways. We started off with only one tailor. I will give one tailor who will be the pattern master as well. So I give a design to him. He makes the pattern and stitches it. We photo shoot it and we put it on Instagram. We started doing like this, and once we saw that people liked our products, liked our designs, we slowly started expanding our production capacity. Actually, Anveshana is a brand under Bash Clothing and Apparel. Our company is Bash Clothing and Apparel. So, which now has 20 machines capacity. And
Akshitha, sorry to disturb you.
Yes, ma'am.
I think you can speak a bit more loud because.
Okay. See this. I'm. Is it audible now, ma'am?
Now it's fine. Now it's fine. So maybe you just have to come a bit forward to speak. That's it. Yes.
Okay. Sorry, ma'am. So after which I was telling about our unit, which has 20 machines capacity now. Since this pandemic is a very negative way for all of us, we are still figuring out what we have to do. And during that time, my husband Sandeep Kumar, he thought of an opportunity to manufacture the coveralls, and we started manufacturing it for one certain period. Now it's like flooded with it. So we, what I'm coming to say, we made use of that opportunity. The need of the art, what we can tell is the need of the art. Coveralls was the need of the art then. So once we started it really went well. But now it is flooded with players, like very large players, and now we can't compete with them. So we came out of it. And so the one more point is, please understand the situation and make use of any situation. Think what you can do. Side by side, along with this, we were making foot operated hand sanitizer dispensers as well. So we wanted to do all this because we wanted to support our tailors who are purely dependent on us. We wanted to support them with at least part of the salary which they can get. So we try to explore our limits in whatever we can do, so that we can save up some and help them as long as possible. Now, since the situation is little better, we have started doing contract manufacturing, where we will manufacture clothes for other brands. Like we've been manufacturing for Derby. For the past 3 months, we've been manufacturing for Derby, and we are manufacturing for other exporters as well. Likewise, slowly the situation is returning, but as you all know, the situation is becoming worse again. I don't know when this is all gonna stop. So in this particular short span of time, we wanted to make use of the opportunity and save money to only give it to the tailors, because their only source is from us. So my point in this is, please make use of the opportunity and try your hands at anything. Don't think that any of your idea is very is not like what to tell. Is not ideal, because only when we tried, we got to know that foot operated hand sanitizer dispenser is a great hit. So please try it on to everything. Regarding fashion industry, I wanted to tell is, please don't be afraid that you've chosen this field or something like that. I think many of all of y'all would have chosen this only because you would have been passionate about this designing. My advice is, there are 3 amenities which will never go out of fashion: food, clothing, and shelter. So this clothing line is one of the basic requirement of any human, which will be that till the human exists in this world. So please be proud that you have chosen a field which is an evergreen field, and you have lots of opportunities, as I told. That is not like a very fashion industry is a very broad stream. You can choose anything which you like. That's why I keep telling, please make use of your college times to understand and explore each and every field, so that you will after once you come out, you will have a clear idea on what you have to do. I regret because I didn't make use of my college time well. If I would have used it well, I would have started this brand a long back. I would have known what has to be done, the foundation steps, everything. So now only I'm able to like understand little by little the foundations and all. So make use of this opportunity really well. And regarding the possible opportunities after COVID, to be frank, even I am unsure of what's gonna happen. And to retail sectors, I don't think people will come out very much to buy clothes from retail stores. So online will be a hit after this COVID. My prediction, I don't know how true it will be. So if you're gonna try, please try doing it online, because don't invest in doing anything having a brick and mortar store now, because after COVID situations might change. So please if you're gonna start any brand, please start trying now itself. Please give as many trials as possible, as many designs as possible. Trying is nothing, it's just your effort that is required. So please try when you're in college itself. That is my not kind of advice, my experience. From my experience, I would like to share that. Please do anything from your college times itself. It will be very useful for you, the people who want to achieve well in this industry. That is what I would like to tell.
Akshita.
Yes, ma'am.
Akshita, I have a question to you. How did you design on this product line? Why did you select ladies' casual clothing?
To be frank, I wanted to wear different clothes. I wanted to see how it I wanted to explore different designs. And more than men, even my husband Sandeep, he agreed that more than men, women are more interested in wearing different designs and all. And only in women's line, we can make many silhouettes. If it goes to men, it's just like shirts, different prints. We can only play with different fabrics. But only when we come to women, we can play with many silhouettes. So I wanted to try my product line with women casual clothing.
Thank you, Akshita. So till your son allows, I think you can stay with us.
Yes, exactly.
Please stay with us. So I will move on to the next speaker. So the next preference also goes to Rudhra, because she might get a call from her son. So Yamini, can you wait? We'll go to Rudhra.
I think she said sure, but she forgot to switch on the microphone.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so thank you so much for that for that wonderful sharing of your experience, Akshita. So our next speaker is Rudhra Venugopal. So Rudhra, She finished her BTech in Fashion Technology, and then she moved to University of Leeds, London, to finish her
University of Leeds, ma'am.
University of Leeds. Yes, yes, ma'am. So she did her advanced textiles and performance clothing at Leeds University. After her PG, she came down to Coimbatore and she started off her brand Maliboo. So now she's the managing director at Maliboo, and she's the chief designer at Soka. It's a clothing line. And most importantly, she's a mother at home. So she's got different, varied types of hobbies, right from driving and riding a bike, and music and traveling and dogs and keyboards and tasting new food and making pictures. So her goals in life, it's very well defined. To create work opportunities for more and more talented artisans, and to empower the small town tailors, the most needed one now, Rudra, and to help Maliboo in becoming self-evolving, to constantly innovate with fresh designs, and to be a trendsetter in the bridal industry. So these are her goals. So with that, I hand over the session to Rudra. Rudra, please, you can share your experiences.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, ma'am, for this lovely introduction. Generally, in classes, this is the time for us to sleep after a heavy lunch. I hope I make it more interesting for you all not to sleep. Anyways, so what I wanted to share is my experience and how I, as a student, and then how I started my own business, and what are the challenges I faced, and what I think as students you should do. So talking about this BTech Fashion Technology, the subject itself is, I think it's a very privileged course, if you ask me, because it's like almost like a sandwich between becoming a fashion designer and also to become a textile engineering student. So it's a mix of both. Why I'm telling this is after like almost 8 years after completing this course, I still used whatever I learned in fashion technology here now in my own business. My husband actually runs a PC mill, and recently I thought, why not try and help them out in their business. So when I stepped into the mill, it was then I realized I learned so much in the BTech degree that I put in use right now. So we run PC mill. It's a spinning mill. So starting from the blow room, the carding, and drawing, simplex, and all of this was covered in the BTech degree. Why I'm mentioning is that this course is very relevant to the whatever the practical knowledge what we are seeing. So it's so relevant with that field or existing field. So and I also brushed up a little bit of my knowledge with Mr. L. Shivaramakrishna. I don't know if you know him, ma'am. He's from Citra. He's been associated with Citra, so he taught me a great deal, and 80% of what he taught me was already in the BTech degree. And I wish I would have concentrated better in college. That would have helped me a lot. And after the BTech degree, I went on to start my own brand. It was so initially it was not a very big boutique. It was a home-run boutique. So I just started it all by myself with a very small investment. And what was the most important thing I concentrated initially was to solve the existing problems in the field. So I looked around in all the bridal industry, and I thought that every bridal designer had kept following a same trend or the same design, or it was like almost like a monotonous flow of design. So what I thought I should contribute is do something very different in the bridal industry. So I bought in this concept of tambour embroidery. you can Google about tambour embroidery. It's almost like, this embossed kind of work using different kinds of materials. So I thought, why not use, that technology in the existing bridal industry. So that's how I started doing innovative designs, and I noticed that a lot of people liked it, and that's when I realized that there is a big market gap in this industry. So I started creating innovative designs. I think I will share some of my designs for all of you to see, or you can also follow me on Instagram. It's called Maliboo Bridal Wear. You can see all my designs there. So at every point in my life, I wanted, this was the only thing in my mind, like I have to create something different, which is not available in the market. So if you have the talent, that if you have something different to contribute to the field, then I think that marks the success of your field. So, and during this COVID, the lockdown, what we did to survive, that's something I think a lot of industry was hit, and a lot of people even closed down their business. So in the fashion field, in this difficult time, how we overcame that. So basically we did a few things. Number one, we quarantined all our workers. Like all our workers are artisans and from the north. They're extremely talented. When I recruited them, I was very surprised that these people from the north had so much of talent. So I wanted to empower them. So so when we took them here, and we gave them all the basic necessities for them to live here. And initially, like when this lockdown started, we quarantined all our workers, and we educated them about what the safe practices is about. And that was one thing we did. And the second thing was, we have to deliver the product to our customers. So how is that possible? So we identified delivery partners, and to ensure contactless delivery. So we also identified these people who were also in need of work, who were able to deliver without contact. So we identified them. And the third thing we did was to first educate the people also that it is possible to still get your bridal wear done at this time, or at this difficult time. A lot of people thought it was not possible to design a blouse or design a bridal wear at this time. So we created an awareness saying that it is possible for us to deliver, and it is possible for us to design, although we're not directly present there. We'll be able to do it in a contactless way. So we created a WhatsApp group. So all our customers, we create a WhatsApp group where we are able to design, and we send all our pictures, or the sketches, the blueprint of the designs, the colors we're going to use, and all this was discussed over WhatsApp. And again, we promoted our product, like what we are able to do at this time. And we also made, I think, like a small movie of how the product was made right from the scratch, like how cleanliness was maintained right from using a needle, and right from stitching, and right from using how we sanitize all our products and how we deliver it. So from scratch to the end, we just made a video, and we educated all our customers as well. So by doing this small step, we were back in the game. So I think if I had not taken that effort to do this thing, I don't know if we would have survived during this during the times. But that was a small effort we made, and I'm very glad that we made it. And is it possible to launch your own brand at this time? Like when you're studying itself, is it possible to launch your own brand? And it's definitely possible, because as a student, I remember how much free time we had, and how much of less commitments we had. Like right now, as a mother, and as a wife, and as a daughter-in-law, as a daughter, we have so many responsibilities running back in the mind, that I think we are able to use only maybe say 20 or 30% of our innovation. So as a student, I always keep going back to the time when I was a student, and I was like, why didn't I do this back then? Why didn't I, start this brand already? Whatever, I think you should start it right away. It's never too late. So, and the learning process is always happening. Like no matter how good you become, or no matter how big business person you are, the learning always keeps happening. Because after these years of, almost 10 years into the business, I'm now ventured into my husband's mill, and now I'm actually interning. Although I'm a owner of a business, I'm still interning in my husband's mills. I am learning a lot in this the PC mill. So also during the COVID times, how our mill is going to, it's a very big blackout for all the textile markets, and how we're going to step out of this is something we're going to learn. And I think every challenge, say if it's the lockdown, or say there are new players in your industry or anything, you need to first identify what challenge it is. And I think each challenge is an opportunity for you to become better. So if you identify that small problem, and if you can, and the solution will be in your mind, okay, there's no problem that cannot be solved. The solution is just right there. You just need to look around, and if you can solve the problem, and also any problem that comes to you will have an advantage to it. For example, this COVID time, what was the disadvantage was we never had customers in our boutique. We had to lock down our boutique, so there was no chance for direct contact. So that was a disadvantage. At the same time, it was an advantage also. How? Because when we have a lot of clients coming to our boutique, we spend hours and hours designing and convincing the client what to take. But at this time, since there was no direct communication, communication was limited to WhatsApp and phone calls, so the communication became very crisp. So and that way we had the information was very crisp. We get what, as a designer, you get exactly what you need, and there's no filtering required. So we understand the customers actually better than meeting them directly. So I think that I took that as an advantage rather than looking at it as a disadvantage. And what we did is we made we processed a couple of orders, and we made the customers believe that it is possible to still design the wedding garment or the wedding gown without meeting directly. And we made sure the the fit was perfect in the first try. So all these small effects we made to ensure smooth delivery, and I think it really worked out. I think COVID-19 was in fact being a challenge or an advantage. I look at it as an advantage. And
I didn't understand that.
Sorry. So yeah, that's one thing. And during my time as a student, I tried a lot of different things. Like before becoming this, starting my own business, I tried my luck with everything. Like I think I tried almost like some 10-15 different things until I settled down to this designing. So only when you try different things, and don't worry about failure and all. Yeah, that's very normal. Like you do something, it doesn't work out, it's fine. At least you gain some experience. So don't worry about that. What's important is you keep trying new things. And I think the entire journey of your life, you're going to keep learning new things, and you're going to keep trying new things. And it's very fascinating how, as a human, you can learn and you can teach others also in the same way. And there's ma'am, is there anything else that you want me to specifically focus about or talk about?
Yes, Rudra. I have two questions to you.
Yes.
So now, just to put in a nutshell, I have one most important message which I take it as a takeaway: self-exploration. First thing is, you will have to self-explore about your strengths, and you will have to keep experimenting and see which is your best. Right?
Yes,
that is one important point that you have told. So yes, last week we started off that exercise with the students. So they start doing this self-exploration. So I think after your speech, I think they will get to understand the importance of what we did, what we just initiated last week. So thank you for highlighting that, Rudra. And as far as the questions that I have to you is, one is, you went abroad. You did have you studied there. You pursued your PG over there.
Yes.
So what do you think is very different? Did you think that really mattered you, or you could have taken something in India itself? as far as your higher
Um,
studies is
uh,
concerned? I wanted to know
yeah.
what was very unique when you went there.
Yes. What was very unique is the fact that there's much, basically it's people. The people there are more open to what you want to do. Like for instance, I don't know if I would have been a more open person, a more open to anything person if I hadn't gone to UK. But not necessarily that you have to go to abroad to gain that experience. But it's basically the people, the way the people are managed there is quite different from how people are managed in India. So I just learned about how that was, how managing people basically is the most difficult in any field. Like, if you're able to manage a workforce better, nothing like that. So that's one important thing that I had worked in a couple of stores as a a helper. I was part-timing in KFC, and I was part-timing in a couple of clothing stores. So the way what's important for them was a customer is a biggest asset. Okay, so once a customer walks in, it's even the smallest of stores, even if it's a very small store, they know how important it is to attend a customer to the fullest and to convert them to convert the business there. So that's something I learned there. And the way people talk to each other, the communication, the gestures, the way they portray them, all this is quite different from we Indians. But in any way, Indians are not, I'm not meaning to say that Indians are not good at it, but that's something I didn't see in India back then. But now I think India is much more advanced in that way. And in the north also, in North and Bangalore, a lot of other places where you can pursue your higher studies and equally have an equal experience out there. So apart from that, I think one more thing what I learned there was uh, every person there, every colleague there, or every my friends there, and in fact even the teachers, they will not take anything into your mind unless you understand it. Okay, but back when I was in India, I was somehow or the other, like knowingly or unknowingly, I used to take things when I'm studying and all. I used to sometimes I have this habit of mugging up certain things which I don't understand. So I think as students, all of us have gone through that at some point. So when I studied in Leeds University, I learned the art of understanding things and taking only what you really understand. And people were more open to learn from each other. It was more like teachers were not really teachers, but they were also they also used to learn from us. So it was more like a discussion where we are very open and learning from each other. That barrier was not there with people there. That barrier was not there, so it was more easier for us to learn and grasp everything. And again, like self-exploring was much more different in there, because basically because of the people there. But here, if you have a teacher like Banu ma'am, I think she's got a really open mind. She's open to learn from you people as well as teach you. So I think it's something that you can gain here itself.
Thank you, Rudra. The next question is: so now you said you have workers from the north. So I also understand that there are a lot of states who are trying to, the state governments, they are having their own plans to do the skill mapping and get back their workers.
Yes, yes.
So what if this is going to happen? How are we going to manage here? Are we going to train our own people around us?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that
I
possible?
think
What do you think?
yes, ma'am. I think I have already started thinking about it, because I can see that my workforce, the people in workforce, they all want to go back to their, basically that's what it is, like it's the truth out there. They all want to go back to their hometown, and I can see that there is going to be a shortage of skilled workers here in my own field itself. So what we have planned to do is to start what do you say, like empowering our own locals, and it's a good thing, as well as it's got its own advantages and disadvantages, but I think that is the future. Like, it's safe to say that, if you have your locals skilled, it's much more easier to run your own business without any disadvantage or any threat to your business. And also, before what I personally felt was, during this time, when I studied BTech, we had these stitching labs. So I felt like you should, at this time, I don't know if I'm sure your curriculum has your stitching labs as well.
Yeah,
I think you should make the most use of the stitching lab and learn the patterns, learn as many as patterns as you can, because if you're planning to get into the clothing industry, no matter at which hierarchy you are in, at which whatever post you are in, you should know the basics. Because if you don't know the basics, you will have your anybody can take you for granted. So that one thing I wasn't very strong at, and I made myself strong over the years, and I felt the importance, because even when nobody is there to do anything, you should stand on your own legs to, you should have the skill to do it yourself. So basically, no matter how big business you're going to grow, if you don't know the basic, then people can take you for granted. Sorry. So yeah, that's something that I think as a business person now, I feel like you should be
sure. Thank you.
with your own.
And the first question which I asked you, like, what's the did it really matter going abroad? Because now I think there are a very few who would like to go abroad to go for studies, but then their plans have all changed because of COVID. So I don't want these students to really worry about it, because time and tide, I think it waits for nobody, and I think we will have to work according to the situations around. So that I just wanted to stress in that point. That is why I asked these questions. So
yes, ma'am. So I don't think so. It is. See, I think wherever you are, you can definitely learn. Like it's just an experience you're gonna get there. But if you are open to learning, wherever you are, you can shine. It's not like you have to go there to study and to become a better person in life. Definitely no. You can still stay here, and you can, if you have a lot of resources. So, and also, like, now there are so many online classes available. So if you want a particular some of this COVID season, so yeah, definitely you can still stay here and do your studies.
Yes. Thank you, Rudra. So I just want to add on over here. With this COVID, as you said, there are a lot of free online courses also available. So we have given that opportunity also to our students. So many of them have started off on Coursera also. A few of them have almost completed 2 of the courses, and they are really happy because whatever they are interested, they're able to take the courses, and on their own pace, with so much of passion, they are completing all the certificate courses. So that's really a good opportunity I think COVID has created for these people. And of course, yes, we also have one more thing, like, this our BTech Fashion Technology is a combination of, science, art, skills, knowledge, attitude, everything together. So one nice thing about KCG College of Technology is the skills. That is, for example, every semester starts off as per Anna University dates, but then we start at least 10 days ahead. And what we do is we give them all the skills required during that, which was required during that semester. So whatever related theories they study, the related skills we give them. So those 10 days fully, they are totally only for this. So once the Anna University schedule starts off, we will not have time for all these things. So we give them all the skill required. and then they start off. So that's how we've been doing, and I think that is one kind of a freedom that we get in KCG College of Technology. That's how we try to manage the curriculum. The extracurricular, the co-curricular, the extracurricular, and the curricular we are able to manage because of this planning of freedom which the management has given. So we should thank the management for that. So with that, yes, thank you so much. Rudra?
I also have a student asking me a question. Should I answer her separately or should I post?
Yes, you can, Ma, you can.
Okay, so
Yes.
this is from Sindhu, I think. Hi, Rudra, I'm following your boutique page. Designs are good. Thank you so much. I would like to know how you see your competitive market in bridal segment in Coimbatore and Chennai as more and more bridal stores are opening. Prices are quite expensive. How you fix the pricing of a product? So yes, it's true. I can say that I can openly say that I fixed up. The pricing in our boutique is catering to the little bit on a higher the higher market. The reason is because I want to concentrate not more on volumes. I want to concentrate more on the design and keep the numbers less, so that I can because each of our designs, if you can see, are very, very intricate work. So it requires a lot of penning, a lot of sketching, a lot of planning, and to just complete one bridal blouse, it can even take as much as 1 full month with two artisans working on it full time. So that's how intricate our work is. So when I'm doing something as intricate as that is, so the prices are high. And how I'm able to keep up with the market is that again, like I said, I keep innovating with my designs. So I don't create the same. I don't keep putting up the same designs every week or every month. I bring in new designs that you can see in every in my page. You can see every month we'll be introducing a new design. So that's how I keep up with the competition. And the next question was, if the same designs can be done at much cost-effective ways by replicas, how do you plan to overcome this? See, when you enter a market, there are going to be followers. So you have to decide whether you want to be the market leader or you want to be the follower. It's not a wrong thing to be a follower in a fashion field. It's still a market. There is a market for lower level, lower markets to to bring up their designs. I see a lot of new boutiques taking up my designs and doing it, but I don't say no to it, because I feel happy that again, a lot of other artisans are being, work is given to these, work opportunities are there for a lot of artisans. A lot of new boutiques are springing up, and I think that the more people follow you, that marks your success. So I'm only glad that there are people who are following me and making my own designs at the same cost-effective way. I think it is very good. What I have to concentrate now is my own market. I will still have my my followers and people who are very specific with my own designs. So that's how you should look at it. So there's competition keeps coming, and the only way to fight the competition is to keep innovating. Innovation is your only big tool.
Yeah. Thank you, Rudra. Before we go to Yamini's speech, I just want Hema to play the videos of Anveshana and Sloka. Anveshana is Akshita's and Sloka is Rudra's. Okay, this is yes. So this is Rudra's. Muktavali under Maliboo. Hema, the audio is not clear, Ma. Can you increase the audio? So yes, this is Akshita's Anveshana. Yes, thank you, Hema. So we will move on to the next speaker, Yamini Shekar. Yamini is now a freelance fashion designer and a consultant, and now closely associated with a startup called TBG, which is focusing into bridal wear. After her graduation in BTech in fashion technology, she moved on to work in the IT field. But her passion for fashion has magnetically pulled her back into the field, and that was her destiny. And now she has been in the fashion consulting industry for the last 4 years. Her sense of creativity, strong visualization skills, fine eye for detail, excellent communication and interpersonal skills, sharp business sense, competitive spirit, interest in evergreen trends, all these have helped her in successfully transforming more than thousands of fashion enthusiasts in these few years. So let us hear from Yamini. Over to Yamini. Yamini, please. It's your session. Yamini, you will have to unmute yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I think if you can adjust your camera a bit, we can see you. We're not able to see you. Yeah, I think this is fine. This is fine.
Is it okay?
Yes, ma. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So good afternoon, one and all. Thank you, Banu ma'am, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to address young minds. So today I'll be walking through a few pointers which you all as a student will be wanting to know about it. So if you have ever been wondering what would you do after your BTech, don't worry, we have all been there. So I've been in this industry close to 5 years, and I see there is a huge huge demand and huge growth in this industry. It has been growing rapidly fast, and when compared to other industries, hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yamini, you can increase the audio a bit.
Yeah, is it audible now?
Yes.
Okay. So like I told you, so there is a huge supply chain demand, and this industry is growing rapidly. So, there are many new age companies which are throwing a lot of, tremendous job opportunities. And if you take me, even I'm working for a startup called TPG. I would also like to mention few, job profiles that are related to the fashion industry. Apart from fashion designer, you could also be, like a fashion merchandiser, visual merchandiser, a lingerie designer, a children's clothing designer, a fashion forecaster, a fashion writer, personal stylist, and the list just goes on and on. So what I would like to tell is, as a student, please focus on the theory and the practical sessions that is being offered during this 4-year program. Please identify your core competencies, the strategies, work towards it, and that will eventually, you will land up in the right job. So there is no textbook rule as to, how one could start a career in the fashion industry. So it is about being in the right place at the right time, and exploiting things that will help you achieve what you desire. And then moving on to how you should prepare for your future for a prosperous career in fashion. So so as a student, what you should do is you should find fashion work experience. So we will have plenty of time as during our college days. So what you can do is you can enroll yourself for an internship with reputed organizations, work there for months, and you can develop your skills, and you could observe and see how the industry operates, how they function, and all that. And you could also experiment new things. Even if you fail, it is okay, because you get to learn a lot of things that way. And as a student, that's the most privilege that you have. You could always learn from your mistakes, unlike a professional. I would say that you should make best use of this work experience, and it is also an added advantage in your resume. And then next will be like how to get most from this work experience. So there are a few pointers which I would address. First, you need to set goals. So what I mean here is, before you start your intern, you need to know what you wish to learn. So that by the end of it, by the end of your internship, you will achieve the same. Second, ask questions. So don't be shy, don't be quiet, and ask as many questions as possible to the people who's working around you. Also, you could observe how they do things in a certain way. Do everything. What I mean by do everything is be an all-rounder. So while you practice your technical skills, you would also try learning the business side of the fashion industry. So for example, if you're a fashion intern, you could be working in the mailroom one day, and you could also assist accountant on the other day. So this way you can understand the commercial aspects of the fashion industry. And start small. So if you don't have much of a work experience, you can always apply to small companies, startups, retail stores, or what do you say, or even magazines. So this will give you confidence, and and then from there you can move on to bigger companies. Then the last one is know yourself. So this is very important here. So be very clear and identify your strengths, your abilities, and your core competencies. This will help you find a niche in your ever-growing, fast developing global fashion industry. So, for example, you shouldn't be working as a photographer assistant if you have not handled a professional camera in your lifetime. Then moving on to writing a fashion resume. So your fashion resume should not be, it is totally different from a standard resume. It needs to look creative, with which your creative skills are being judged. Yeah. Then you should not be including things that are not related to fashion, but you should have all the work included that you have completed and achieved. You can also mention, fashion related certificates, or or membership to professional organizations. And if you have any, you could also mention the social media, the social media channels that you run. For example, like YouTube, or if you have an Instagram handle, blog, etc., and so forth. And if you are applying for international brands, you should always mention all the languages and the countries you have visited, because this will show the cross-cultural understanding of different fashion trends across the world. And then on your online portfolio, always have a link which will reveal your specialization. Specialization as in men's wear, to be a men's wear, swim wear, bridal wear, red carpet dresses, lingerie, or whatsoever. And then you should always have a physical portfolio while you walk into your interview. And it is equally important to have the physical evidence of all the work that you have done. For example, if you're a designer, you should have the best designs, or if you're a model scouter, you could utilize the model pics that you have already scouted. So these were some points related to fashion resume. And then about job search advice. So there is some specific advice related to fashion industry. So first is stylish interview outfit. So once you get ready with a killer resume, you should also prepare for a killer outfit when you go to attend an interview. Because there should be some style factor in your outfit, and it shouldn't be like your usual interview outfit. So if you feel, if you even go low on your budget, it is okay. You can always have one stylish outfit, and you can use the same for other interviews as well. And then take initiative. What I mean by take initiative is, see, if you admire any personal stylist, for example, you could get their personal email IDs, mail them asking, how to get started in the fashion industry. You could also mail magazines, fashion magazines, asking them if you could volunteer there. So such kind of initiatives could be taken. Then about LinkedIn. So, see, instead of applying directly to your favorite brands through website, you could always use LinkedIn. So you can start looking for people who work as organizational HR. You can send them your resume. This kind of a personal touch, it can go a long way. And then start vlogging. I'm sure you guys would have heard about vlogging. So there are many young fashion designers out there who are doing absolutely well on YouTube. So I would request you guys to create your own styling or style others, record a video of it and publish it online. And work in retail. So what I mean here is you could work in any fashion retail stores. So that way you get to understand different body shapes, how to style each of them, and the taste of the look and feel of fabrics. So even if that is not the desired job that you're looking for, you can still give in your 100%, because you never know, your manager could also recommend you for high paid jobs somewhere else. So whatever challenges is thrown and whatever opportunity you get, make use of it to the fullest. And critics would be like, you need to follow and review as many fashion social media platforms as possible, because this will help you help you improve your own fashion brand or your sense of fashion. Then networking, a very, very important point here. So if you are an introvert, please break the barrier and come out of it. Start participating in a lot of fashion events, or take part in seminars, symposium, and you could also host a fashion show. So this way you get to meet a lot of talented scouts. So you never know who would help you get the dream job, right? So that's the importance of networking. And finally, it is mentors. We should always have in mind that mentors, they not only give you professional advice, but they also connect you with the already established network within the fashion industry. And that's it. And some final thoughts. So if you have a vision and creativity, in launching your own clothing line, or business skills, or marketing, or how to sell your latest trends, if you live, eat, and breathe fashion, there is always a place for you in the fashion industry. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Yamini. That was a wonderful set of pointers that you shared. Thank you so much. So I just wanted you to highlight on the way you networked with Rudhra and Maliboo.
Okay. So initially after my BTech, I was working for an IT consultant for 4 years. And then I felt the need, because since I am from a BTech fashion technology background, I wanted to be in this field. So, and when I moved out of my town, so when I had this opportunity to, to be as a personal fashion designer with Maliboo, which is Rudra's brand name. it was quite interesting and challenging because this brand was already established in Coimbatore, and she was looking for a market expand in Chennai. So which I was also able to given some input for that.
I think I would also like to comment about this.
Sure.
Actually, Yamini was a very big support for me to, expand in Chennai. Now in Chennai, we have our own, a branch, a separate branch. Before starting this branch, Yamini was, I could say a boon to this because being here in Coimbatore and trying to implement your own views and your vision in a different place, you need the right person with the right attitude, and like I said, managing people and also finding the right person is very difficult. And I was so glad that Yamini was there to almost replace me in Chennai to expand my brand there, and she did a wonderful job. And I think now one of the reasons why Maliboo is well stabilized in Chennai is because of Yamini and her a basic background work what she's contributed to us. And again being friends in the same field has helped me identify this. So really, I was so glad that I could work with my own friend. I don't know if that we would have ever dreamt of that when we studied in together in the college times. But I think there are your friends might even be your own companions in the journey to come.
Thank you, Rudra.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Because I wanted you people to highlight this, because networking is the most important thing. So that when that's going to happen within friends itself, I think that's more than a boon. So I wanted you to highlight on that.
Yeah.
And I also want to ask one more question to you all. Any one of you can take. See, every minute there are new things happening in fashion. So how do you update yourself? How are you sure that what you're doing is very unique? And how do you think you can withstand this competition? How do you update yourself?
Yamini, do you want to answer?
Oh no, you can take it over.
Okay, so I'll tell you what I've learned in my own journey. So keeping yourself updated in the fashion industry is the most important thing, because I'll tell you, like in I'm off for a holiday for a week or so, and then I come back and I see so many things happening in the fashion. Like I think every minute people are coming up with new stuff. So this field is becoming more and more competitive. How can you keep in par with the growing competition? Is to be there, to be what do you say, sensitive to whatever is happening around you. Collect as many as information about your own field. Join forums, like for every field there should be a forum, right? So join as many as forums, and be in touch with the market leaders of the same field. You can be in touch with your teachers. Even after your studies, you can be in touch with your teachers. You can be in touch with the people of the same field. Meet new people. By meeting new people, you learn. There's nothing that you cannot learn from a person. That there's always meeting new people in your same field will keep you updated with what's happening. And again, you need to identify what you are good at. There will be something what somebody else is good at. So like ma'am said, the power of synergy, like when you join hands with somebody else of a different set of skills, you can do wonders. So if you don't have the skill, then it's okay. Like, you will find someone with that skill. So when your skill and the other person's skill join together, you can create something beautiful, and that will keep you going, and to keep in par with your competition, and to keep innovating and creating new things.
Yeah.
So I think that's my answer to ma'am's question.
Thank you, Rudra. Yamini, you have something to add on to this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So I think updating yourself now, it's much easier because the information is available everywhere around you. Only thing is you just have to create that habit of sitting every day and browsing things and getting to know what's happening. So this updation has to be for sure in your timetable. So this is one kind of habit which people have to adapt to themselves. And I think lockdown is one boon where students can actually start looking into all these things. So I wanted you people to highlight on those things.
Sometimes I wonder, ma'am, that why this COVID didn't happen when we studied. So, we could actually, yeah, really, I think this is really big advantage, apart from the disadvantage of how many people were affected, this is a real big boon where you can learn a lot from where you are.
Yes, exactly. So as you said, yes, a lot of people are getting affected around. Yes. But if at all we're going to be very precautious and we're going to we know how to stay safe. I think this opportunity should never be missed because we're never going to get this opportunity. So this is exactly what I've been telling people around that this time they're never going to get. So they have to utilize this. And of course, yes, I think most of our students have made the best of their opportunities. So last week we also had a presentation. The presentation was simply opportunities that they got during the COVID. So every student has to give a 5 minutes, minimum 5 minutes presentation. So it was nice to see how students have been utilizing the time also. So yes, so thank you so much, all the three of you. So now we'll just have a movie of TBG where Yamini is involved. So Hema, please share the screen of the video, ma. Hema, audio is not enough, ma. Can you do something about that? Hema, I will share this, ma. Please stop because there's no audio in this. Yeah, please stop sharing so that I can share it. Yes, 1 minute, ma.
I want you to take heavy work blouses that will go well for each wedding occasion. So please
Hope the audio is fine.
and content patterns will be included in this video. So let's see them one by one. So first let's look into the Sunday ceremony. As the glam portion of the Indian wedding goes, companies are going to focus on the Indian wedding celebration. So here I have a blouse with a lot of pearl and gold work. So every embroidery blouse has its own theme. So the theme revolves around the bride and the group of the family to get together for the wedding celebration. The flower design here implies the bride, the gift and the church implies the gift of the family. So the design method goes through the entire back and front of the blouse, not just the celebration. Second point is that these heavy embroidery work blouses should have a elbow in the front, so it will not emphasize the visibility. And since the heavy work blouse, we have a very simple
Surya, are there any questions in Facebook? Okay, so are you telling the voter banks? You're ready? Yes, they're going to complete now. So get ready. Yeah? Okay. I'm not able to talk to Gauri, that's why I called you. Okay, so just get ready. I'll be telling you. Yeah, so yes, so that was a video for Yamini's contributions to TBG. Thank you so much. So if there are, we'll just check if there are any questions and I'll just go further. Yeah, that's it. So thank you so much, all the three speakers. So I request our student Surya to give the vote of thanks.
Good evening, all. On behalf of KCG College of Technology, I would like to thank and express my heartfelt gratitude to Ms. Akshitha, Ms. Rudhra, and Ms. Yamini for their words. This session gave us various insights on the diversified opportunities in the fashion field. This has boosted our confidence and will drive us to explore and enhance our skills required to be successful in the field. I thank all the students and my friends who have joined us for the webinar. I also thank our management, principal, associate dean, and HOD for giving us this opportunity. I would also like to thank the system admin, Mr. Nibin, and Mr. Pawan, our placement officer, for their technical support. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. So with everybody's good wishes, all the very best for you to go further in your career. So with this very good note, I close the meeting. Thank you so much.